Students, whatever homework is given to you, you have to submit it on the very next day between 8 am to 1 pm to the given WhatsApp number, and it is compulsory to submit your homework as your attendance will be marked on the basis of your submission.
Good morning to all of you. In the last session, we completed the types of account, and today we are going to start rule of debit and credit of account. The rule of debit and credit for the personal account, for the real account, and for the nominal account. First, rule for the personal account. In the last session, we learned that personal account, that means the transaction which is associated with the person, like natural person or artificial person, that is known as a personal account. The rule of personal account is debit the receiver and credit the giver. We all know that in our economic transaction, at least two effects has to be passed in our accounting book. Out of these two, one is recorded in debit side and another is recorded in credit side. So rule of personal account is debit the receiver and credit the giver. Like some examples are given. With the help of this example, we learn how to be recorded how to be recorded this account in debit side or credit side. Like first one, goods sold worth rupees 20,000 to Amar. It is an example number one. Goods sold worth rupees 20,000 to Amar. So in this transaction, first we know that the given transaction is an economic transaction. If it is non-economic transaction, so no entry pass in our accounting book. But this transaction is a economic transaction. After the economic transaction, we have to classify that the given transaction is cash transaction or credit transaction. So the name of person is given Amar. The name of person is given Amar. That's why it is considered as a credit transaction. So for this economic transaction, the two effects we have to pass in our accounting book. Out of these two effects, one is always associated with the Amar. So here we think that Amar is receive the benefit from the business or give benefit to the business. So first one is there, Amar taken benefit from the business. When we sold goods to Amar, so Amar taken benefit from the business. So Amar account should be debited. Amar account should be debited. Second example is there, goods worth rupees 10,000 to goods worth rupees 10,000 purchased from J. So in this transaction, the name of person is given J. So we have to think that the J is giver or receiver. So when we purchase goods from the J on credit, so J is giver. J is giver. So J account should be credited. J has given benefit to the business. So J account should be credited. Example number 3 is there. Rupees 10,000 deposited with the Bank of Baroda. So given transaction is a cash transaction. When we deposited our amount in a bank. So two accounts are affected. Out of these two, one account is there, that is a Bank of Baroda. Bank of Baroda is a registered firm. That's why it is considered as a personal account. So Bank of Baroda is received. It is a receiver. So as per the rule, debit the receiver. So Bank of Baroda account should be debited. So students, for the rule of debit and credit for the personal account, we have learned that debit the receiver and credit the giver. Okay, now next rule for the real account. Rule for the real account, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. That means whenever the goods or assets comes in our business, it will be recorded in a debit side, or whenever the cash or goods or assets goes out from our business, it will be recorded on credit side. Like some examples are given. With the help of this example, we learn that which account will be debited or which account will be credited. First one is there, goods of rupees 10,000 purchased from Naina. So given transaction, it is a credit transaction because the person name is given, but one word is there, that is goods. We all know that goods is our assets. So whenever we purchase goods from Naina, so goods comes in our business. So here we record goods account. For in place of goods, we use the word of purchase. We use the word of purchase. कि जब भी हम goods purchase करेंगे या sales करेंगे, तो goods की जगह पे हम purchase लिखेंगे, और जब भी हम goods को sold करेंगे, तो goods की जगह पे हम sales लिखेंगे. So in this transaction, we purchase goods from Naina, so goods comes in, so goods account is affected. So in place of goods, we record purchase. So purchase account should be debited because goods comes in. Next one is there, sold goods rupees 20,000 to Amar. In this given transaction, we sold goods to Amar on credit because the name of person is given, but the name of we sold goods. So goods is our current assets. So whenever we sold goods, that means goods goes out from our business. So we apply the rule for the debit and credit. Credit what goes out. So due to the sales, goods goes out. So goods account must be credited. But in place of goods, we record sales. So here sales account should be credited. Now the next transaction is there, furniture rupees 25,000 purchased on cash. So now it is a cash transaction because cash word is mentioned. Okay. Now second thing is there, here we purchased furniture and furniture is our fixed assets. तो यहाँ पे goods नहीं आएगा because the name of assets is given. So two accounts are associated here. First one is there cash and another one is there furniture, and both are assets for the business, and we apply the rule of real account, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. So when we purchase furniture, furniture comes in our business, that's why furniture account debit and cash goes out, that's why cash account credit. Okay, now next rule for the nominal account. For the nominal account, debit the expenses and loss and credit the income and gain. That means whatever the expense is there in our business, so we have to debit entire expenses and losses. If the income incurred in the business, credited the income account credited. For example, paid rupees 10,000 for salary. So salary is expense for us. It is an expense for the business. So as per the rule of nominal account, all the expense must be debited. So here salary is an expense. That's why salary account debit. Next example is there, rupees 3,000 paid for rent. So in this transaction, rent we paid. Paid indicate it is a expense. Rent it is an expense. So rent account must be debited as per the rule of nominal account, debited all the expenses. Next one is there, brokerage received rupees 3000. So this word received indicate that it is an income for the business. So as per the rule of nominal account, credit the income. So brokerage is income in this transaction. So brokerage account should be credited. Next one is there, commission received rupees 1800. So received, that means it is an income for the business. As per the rule of nominal account, entire income must be credited. So in this transaction, commission account credited. So students, we learn the rule of debit and credit for the personal account, for the real account, and for the nominal account. For the personal account, debit the receiver and credit the giver. For the real account, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. And for the nominal account, debit what debit all the expense and losses and credit all the income.